Today topic is about introduction of Power Automate and their components. What are all components? So let me give quick intro what we have in Power from Microsoft. There is Power Apps first topic, which is entirely a different topic, but I will give how what we can do with Power Apps, and then we are going to discuss about Power Automate. In that only we have Power Automate desktop. So I will discuss every topic. So let me give quick intro on Power Apps. What is Power Apps? In Power Apps, we can do web and mobile and tablet or iPad related apps. So there is Canvas and model driven apps. So that is used to develop a web app, web application, or a mobile based application. So even there we have drag and drop components and uh, so it's a less coding concept only. The concept is using less coding, we can develop a web application and mobile based apps. When it comes to Power Automate, this one is also a less coding tool to do business process automations. As we discussed in previous session, what is business process automations? So whichever it may be a repetitive task or rules based task, we can automate that using Power Automate tool. So in Power Automate, again, we have Cloudflow, Desktop Flow. So let me give differences, what we can do with Power Automate Cloudflow and what we can do with Power Automate Desktop Flow. So when it comes to Cloudflow, generally it doesn't require a virtual machine or a physical machine. So in the cloud environment only, it can connect with other components, interact, get data, do modifications, such kind of things will be done. Bharat, your voice is not
yes,
clear.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So in Cloudflows, we can do such kind of component automations where it can connect to a OneDrive. OneDrive is also a cloud-based, or a SharePoint. It's also a cloud-based, and get some data, modify the data, and email it to any. So which doesn't require a physical machine to access any web application or desktop application. Such kind of things can be done in Cloudflow. So whichever can be interaction between clouds environments and processing the application. So that is related to Cloudflow. So when it comes to desktop flow, actually desktop flow Power Automate was introduced after migrating a Softomotive product called WinAutomation and Process Robot. Process Robot is more evolved than WinAutomation. So they got the Process Robot and modified it according to Microsoft standards and introduced as Power Automate desktop application. So initially this Cloudflow was from Microsoft itself, and they added a they migrated Softomotive company, and Process Robot is changed to Power Automate desktop, and they introduced to market as Power Automate desktop. So when we compare coding in desktop and Cloudflows, it's entirely different. So we should not compare while learning both the tools. So Power Automate, Cloudflow components, actions are different. When it comes to Power Automate desktop, actions are different. And our topic is more about Power Automate desktop. We will discuss about Cloudflow once we complete desktop, because we want to do a major business process automations which is suitable for Power Automate desktop instead of Power Automate Cloudflow. So whatever automations we do in Cloudflow can be possible in desktop flow also. We can do the same automations in Power Automate desktop, but when it comes to whatever business process automations we are doing in Power Automate desktop can't be done in Cloudflow. So, and to do a certification in Power Automate desktop, this is a certification PL 500. It's all about Power Automate RPA developer tool. So when it comes to automate, so it's an introduction of Power Automate desktop and Power Automate process and how to get started. So this is a quick to PL 500. I just want to let you know.
Yeah.
So let's get started with Power Automate desktop and how to use Power Automate desktop. So first to install, you need to log into this make.powerautomate. Previously, this URL was flow.microsoft.com.
Okay.
But that's changed to make.powerautomate.com recently. So to install, you just need to have a Microsoft account. It may be your personal account. Just register with Microsoft and log into make.powerautomate. And under My Flows, you have install option and choose this Power Automate for desktop. So this will create a .exe file in your download section, and you can just double click and install it. So you can just run this app and install it. So once you install it, will ask to sign in.
Okay.
Sign in with your details, and you are good after installation. So the first process how to get start is you will have empty process. As of now, I have already created few processes, so you have those lists. But when you first install, it will be empty. Since it's a cloud storage, wherever you log in with your account, it will show all your processes. No need to save these processes in your local machine to run. So it's a cloud storage already. So on click on this new flow, it will ask the flow name. You can give a name for it and create, and it will create a process and it will open then and there after creating. And we discuss more about this tool Studio. So when it comes to Power Automate desktop or any RPA tool, there will be three components. One is this IDE, generally all will call Studio, Developer Studio, to develop our project. And the other one is Orchestrator in other RPA tools. In UiPath or all Orchestrator will be called, but in our Microsoft we call it as Flow. .microsoft.com. Now it's changed to make.powerautomate. So this is the tool, and this web application is used to schedule the processes. So you can just create a cloud flow to run the desktop flow based on the schedule or instant. It's a manual trigger and automated cloud flow based on any email or anything like that. So this one, and you can monitor the process execution. So at what time which process is triggered based on the schedule and the result of that. So this is second component. One is IDE or Developer Studio, and the other one is Orchestrator. So in our case is make.powerautomate, and the last one is Robot Tool. When you install Studio itself, it will ask you to install a runtime app. It's called as runtime app, where generally which executes the business process. So whatever we develop in this Developer Studio, that bot will execute based on the scheduled triggers or the triggers. So it will receive the commands from flow.microsoft.com or make.powerautomate. It will receive the command and it will execute the respective process based on that commands. Clear about these three components? Any questions, Bharat, here?
No. I'm understanding clearly.
So simple. One is Developer Studio or Desktop Studio, we can call it. And the other one is this make.powerautomate, where we manage our all schedules and see the execution history. And there is AI Builder and other all tools which we'll discuss later on. And the other one is Robot or a runtime app which executes the business process actually. So in any RPA tool, these three components are common. So this is about introduction of Power Automate. So next we will jump into desktop flow, Power Automate desktop tool, and discuss about the actual coding. Thank you, Bharat.